and in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to turn this into this. And what I'm going to use is this 6x12 millimeter rhombus mesh kit from Amazon. And the reason I'm going to do the swap is because this one has like pretty huge holes and doesn't look that cool like this one. And as you can see, it would look much better on the bumper. Let's see. So with this mesh kit, it looks probably much cooler than with these the original ones. So what I'm going to do now is just remove the tack welding by this scissor. And also you have to make sure that everything is gonna go back to the same exact place, like this. I have to make sure to have a video of this, because if you're not gonna line it up, it's not gonna line up on the card either. Okay, so now that we have this one, I'll just have to use some tape underneath, or use a chalk or something to write the layout and cut it out from the mesh. Next thing we do is we get the angle grinder and we're gonna grind it down all the imperfections over here and make it smooth. And after you're finished, it's gonna look something like this. And if you're asking how we're gonna attach the new mesh onto the bracket, I'm gonna show you right now. You go to Harbor Freight and get this tool. And we're gonna use the rivet gun and we're gonna use the rivets. What I'm going to do after the mesh is cut to the size, I'm going to drill the holes over here where we used to have the old attachment point. I'm going to drill it through, and I'm going to use the rivet gun to attach the new mesh. These are the holes that's gonna attach to the bumper, and what I'm going to do is drill these holes out on the actual bumper, because they just use some plastic tiny little tabs. Kind of looks like what you have on the side of the tire, which is ridiculous. So what I'm going to do is rivet these holes onto the bumper as well, and it's also gonna make more rigid. Okay.
Wait tonight, bets are off. I'm gonna find my way tonight.
And pretty much this is how it's gonna look like, and this is what we have to cut out with the scissor. Once we have this cut out, we can use the rivets to install. I mean obviously first we have to drill out these holes, and then we can install with the rivet gun. Make sure not to waste the other side of the mesh, because these meshes are pretty expensive. This tiny piece was $20, so make sure not to waste anything, because we still need the rest of this this mesh. And this is how it looks on the other side. Yeah, it's much better. Let's compare to the original one. See, it fits. And now we have to bend these parts up. And what I'm going to use, this tool, is hand seamer. It's also from Harbor Freight. And just make sure to line up the old mesh on top of the new one. See kind of where is the curvature. Grab it. And there you go. Easy peasy. Same thing with the other side. Line it up. You can see it lines up pretty nicely. Just put that thing in there and bend it up. That's it. If you guys have the right tools, everything is possible. Okay, the only thing we have is, you know, cut these tiny little holes out, and the reason for that is because you have some of the hookup points over here, but you know what, I'm gonna leave that blank, and if I'm gonna need it, I'll cut it out later on. Right now I don't cut any of these things out. I'll just make sure to keep this old mesh and remove all the tape pieces. Unfortunately, this one that's covering the intercooler, the lower portion, we cannot use the same mesh because we don't have enough material, so we're gonna have to buy another set, and it's still in the box. If you guys want, this is the part number that I got. It's 6 by 12 millimeter, the diamond size over here, and it's like 40 inch by 13. Okay, So in the next part, I'm going to cut these out. There's 2 of these. This is covering the lower portion over there. It's covering the oil cooler, and the other side the ACD pump. Same rules apply. Put the tape all over, put this thing on, make sure you know to cut these little things out, and use the seam, the hand seamer to bend all these weird angles into it. And pretty much that's it. With these, it's very easy to install. You just have to hook up the screws. It's like a self-tapping one. It's gonna go right into the hole, and you don't have to do anything else. But with the intercooler and the other mesh, we still have to fuck around a little bit. The next thing what I'm going to do is use a small bit so I can drill through these spots over here. And the reason for that is because once you install this bracket, usually those tabs are broken, and I want to reinforce them. I'm gonna put some rivets in there, and I need the holes for the rivets. So you just, you know, use your finger, break them, and then line up the drill bit as much as you can, and then drill it out. Looks like you have total of 5. I already made 5 holes over here, and I'm going to paint it, you know, so I'm not gonna put it just like this. You just put it over here, line it up, just use the rivet gun, put the rivet in there, make sure that's the right size, like that. Make sure it's the right size. I have to use this bit over here, and you just stick it in there, and boom. That's the only thing you guys have to do when you install the intercooler mesh.
To me, what makes this heart beat faster?
This is where we're gonna hook up the rivets, and hopefully it's gonna line up with the mesh too. That if you first make sure that the hose is gonna line up, and then you can drill it. Don't just go ahead and start drilling it, because it might not gonna line up. We'll see. So you just have to cut these holes out so it's gonna fit onto there. The rest is pretty simple. Just bend a little backwards so we're gonna have this shape. And what we're gonna do is or put some screws in here, or I'm just gonna use the rivets. It's much easier to use rivets.
This happy festival.
And this is how you make a custom grill. That's about it. Now we install it. Okay. Now as you guys can see, if it's a original bumper, OEM bumper, you already have the holes on it where you have to connect the mesh. If it's aftermarket bumper, what I suggest you can do is get one of these machines. One of these hot staplers, and you can pretty much hook your mesh onto the plastic by kind of like welding it over here, you know, in a couple of spots. So basically, if you have like a aftermarket bumper and you want to put a custom mesh, it's much easier to do than what I'm doing right here with the brackets. You just have the mesh. Make sure that you have like a bent edge all the way around, and when you put it over here, as you can see, if it would be bent, it could hug the plastic around, and you can just hot staple it into the plastic, kind of like what you call it, like melt it into the plastic. These meshes melted into the plastic. And kind of this is the other reason I went with the custom grill, because I already did the nose job, as you can see, and now I just have a big cutout over here, and I didn't want it to. Alright, let's grab this thing, line it up with the existing holes. There you go. Up here you don't have, I mean you have holes, but you have to use these plastic tabs. It's automatically grabbing onto. I think I'm gonna start with those. So for that, you pretty much need a box like this. You can go to any auto parts store and they might gonna have these, and you just have to figure out which is the width of the plastic tab.
Showing off, don't wanna have to wait tonight.
And these are little screws. I already used all of these to put on the lip. I had plenty, I mean just enough, as you can see, 15 pieces to attach the lower lip, and hopefully this one is, I can still use it to hook up the rest of the things, or maybe the smaller ones. Let's see the smaller ones. But yeah, guys, pretty much this is how you deal with custom grills on your car. You pretty much have to have like an angle grinder, this metal scissors. Let's see what else. Yeah, some tape, like orange tape or blue tape or whatever, and you're good to go. Yeah, and a drill, because you might have to drill some extra holes here and there. And as I stated, the hot stapler. This thing is a really good thing to have around, especially when you're working with bumpers. I'm going to do the whole thing, and I'll see you guys in at the end of the video where I show you how the bumper looks on the car with the mesh installed. See you guys in a bit. This is the old one. As you can expect, fits perfectly. And look at the difference between the two sides. I like this one better, obviously. And now this one. Now we have to mold it to fit. And how are we gonna do that? First, you have to match these tabs over here. Make sure that it sits perfectly flush on it. Let's just do it like this. Okay. So what I'm usually doing is make sure that this whole thing is like right in the middle, that it covers every single angle of it. Once you know where it's gonna sit, and as you can see, these tabs are easily reachable. This one actually has to go like this. This one like this. Okay. After that, you just bend it a little bit with your fingers. And use the scissor to cut out these little tabs. You don't have to go too crazy, just, you know, to fit it over there like that. It's right over here, the curvature. You're gonna grab this, and we're just gonna make sure to bend it down like this. Also, as you can see, I already bent it over here a little bit. Now I know where I have to bend it and for how long. Like this. Other side, same story. Like this much. Okay. As you can see, now we have a pretty nice curvature on every angle, every end. Here too. Let's check. It's getting there. Still need some more from here. Like this. and I got this box, and as you can see you have assortment screws for automotive, and I'm going to use the 5/8 because that seems like it's working. Fits right in the hole and covers enough. Or if you have the original screws like these, you can use these because this one has a bigger head, so it can cover much more area. Like this. If you have the plastic cover, I mean this is a Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 8 front bumper, and usually you have the ACD tunnel plastic cover over here that I don't have, and it's been discontinued. So pretty much that's it. On the other side I have the oil cooler duct right over there. It's already installed. It's usually on top of the mesh. So let's check it out for the first time. How does it look?